Well, I can think of no good reason not to go through a portal to an alternate dimension, so here we go.
Are you ready to step through the looking glass?
That is what the chapter's called, Cortez. I really don't know what you expect me to do there,
I'm not
though.
sure what I should do.
I understand. It's a difficult decision, because whatever you do, your life will change forever. So take your time. Think about it. Don't rush into a decision you're not ready to make.
But
Are you ready to step through the looking glass?
let's do this.
All right. I'll do it.
Vamos. Enter the light.
Go.
Don't say that. It sounds too ominous. Just tell me what's gonna happen.
Alright, please just explain.
You're about to take the first step on the longest journey of
Title
your
drop.
life. But don't worry. I'll be waiting right here.
I must be insane to do this.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. It's pretty much a given.
At least he doesn't take himself seriously. Swirling light. I mean, seriously, like, you're on your way to class and someone ambushes you and says you need to go through this portal to save the world. I mean, you'd think they were high. For that matter, we did think Cortez was high.
It's Cortez.
Yeah, you know, just Cortez. Our friendly neighborhood portal to different world opener. Whatever, let's do this.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Yesh.
When you're ready to come back, pay a visit to a friend of mine called Westhouse, Brian Westhouse.
Noted. How trippy. Is that what Cortez looks like? Oh, jeez. Oh, this looks like the cover. Is the game lagging or just doing this? Ow.
Vaya con Dios, child. And may the balance protect you.
Walk with God? I have no idea what that says. Go with God.
Cortez?
Oh. We're all alone.
Cortez! I have a bad feeling about this.
You and me both, April.
Wait, what was the name Cortez told me to remember? Westhouse? Brian Westhouse? I think that was it. Cortez said to look him up when I wanted to go home.
Did he?
Well, I want to go home now.
I think he just said to look him up, in a general sense. If I recall correctly, there's a lot of lore to be had here. So there are some dudes standing around. They look pretty old. Geez, so you can look at the murals outside the border house, but you can't look at this? Look at this, this is intense. I don't even know what that is. Okay.
Quaint, and they go with the general decor of the place.
Just annoying noise.
Oil lamps, or whatever their magical equivalent may be called.
Do they have oil in the future? I thought we'd have run out by 2200.
He looks like some kind of priest. Enormous satin drapes. The doors are closed.
Well, I think this is all we're left with. Pretty sure this guy is our friend.
Hello? I.
Et
What's up?
tu? Emilie, tu vas?
That looks a little like Latin. But I don't understand. Let me just shake my head.
Ne? Tu van sav ken? Tu vu ken alar? Et tu istak miele?
Yes.
Ithira? Ton maris ton.
Sure.
Aku tu fata. Se quandare. Ken estare. Ton.
This is a poor, poor decision.
Aku kandi. Good.
That's a word.
Niranton al voch. Sank al koda magic.
Okay, that's a word too.
Torante. Salhe. Naven. All tongue.
Also sort of a word.
Al orta I beginning.
Words.
Parasintin you.
Words.
You have thiesa I magic I Sara. I the knowledge. Aritua ya I tue by generations e umani. Knowledge of all tongue.
What?
Now you have allowed the magic to enter your heart,
Oh.
and the knowledge of all tongue, ever present but dormant, to guide your ears and your tongue.
Well, that was easy.
I understand you. You speak English? Why didn't you just tell me straight away?
Did you hear a word he said, April?
No, child. I do not speak English. I speak Naven, all tongue, the common language of Arcadia.
Arcadia? Wait a second. How did I get here? What is this place, and who the hell are you?
Oh, my manners have abandoned me yet again. I'm afraid my preoccupation with ancient texts and the company of my fellow fathers have left me unequipped with the grace of social intercourse.
Meaning what?
That I have been rude. My name, dear child, is Tobias Grensret, and I am the Vestrum of the Sentinel, the Order of the Balance. We are the Fathers.
Cool.
Okay. I'm April. April Ryan.
That's good.
I take it this is your first shift, your first passage through the Divide?
Do all newbies end up here?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I guess this is my first shift.
Then I will explain everything. Someone must. You are without guidance, without a mentor?
Well, there was Cortez, but
Mentor? There's this guy Cortez. He assisted me, told me about magic and truth and dreams and portals. Crazy stuff. Well, it seemed crazy at the time, although now I don't.
Cortez? Ah, yes, Cortez. Very good, very good. Then come, let us proceed. Let me show you Mercuria, the grandest city of all ages.
is Cortez supposed to be from Arcadia? Because I'm not sure where you get that Latin American accent in Arcadia. Unless they have an equivalent of Mexico? I'm confused. Let's walk down this long, long hallway. Pretty. This is one large city.
Explore Mercuria, April. See the sights, meet the people, and then, when you are ready, return to the temple. I will answer whatever questions you may have then.
Can't you answer my questions first? Oh, fine. I'm gonna go back in the temple anyway. Vestrum Tobias. We like him. Okay, but we're gonna run through this chamber first.
Excuse me, Vestrum Tobias?
Tobias. Just call me Tobias, please. I require no ceremony from a distinguished guest such as yourself.
Distinguished?
Did you enjoy the sights?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. Walking around out there, seeing with my own two eyes things that can't possibly exist. I kept thinking, it's all a dream. I'll wake up at any moment now and everything will return to normal. But then I realized, I'm still here. It's real. I can touch it. I can smell it. And you know what? It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense here. Magic, alien creatures, parallel worlds. I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in fairy tales.
And yet.
In your world, in Stark, there is no room for magic. That is, and always has been, the curse of science, the fallibility of logic and order. They leave no room for the imagination. If it does not fit into the narrow perception of the laws of nature that your world adheres to, it's a fairy tale. But then, magic has its downsides too. It's unpredictable. It invites chaos. It puts the balance in peril in a way that science alone never could.
I keep hearing about the balance and about Stark and Arcadia and... This is probably going to sound strange to you, but I'm clueless. I have no idea what this place is or what I'm doing here or... All I know is that something strange is happening in my world, I guess. I had dreams, and the dreams felt so real, and then things started happening in real life too. Things that couldn't happen, and
I think I will begin at the very beginning. I believe that is why you were sent here, to learn, to understand, to see for yourself. Like you said, you cannot believe in this place. Well, you will. After you have learned the truth, you will. Come with me, and I will tell you the story of Earth as your books never have. And when your eyes and ears are open to the truth, perhaps your mind will follow. We can only hope. Come.
I feel like this is going to take a while. So, we come from Stark, which is where logic and science come from. And this is Arcadia, where there's magic and chaos and stuff.
This is the true story of the balance, as observed by the Sentinel, the Order of the Balance, the Fathers. The Sentinel Minstrom committed this story to the pages of the scriptures, and to these temple walls, thousands of years ago, so that coming generations could learn and understand their past and their future. The wall paintings we are looking at became known as the murals of the balance. And it is through these images that I will recount our common history to you, April Ryan.
Guess this is why we couldn't look at them.
The story begins and ends here, with this mural. Ages ago and in ages to come, the Earth was one, and magic and science existed side by side in nature and in all people.
Sounds fun.
There was balance, and there was harmony.
You're saying there was just one world then?
One world, one Earth. Magic and science in balance with each other, within each and every living creature. The power to make the stars dance and to create life itself was within our grasp.
Why would you want
But
science
then,
when you have magic?
Humankind began to exploit this divine power of two, and they saw fit to use it for their own selfish purposes.
Maybe
The
they
balance
didn't.
of the cosmos was in peril. Unless something was done, unless man
Whoa,
was
we
humbled
didn't see this
and
one.
learned to fear the power he wrought over cosmos, the twilight of chaos would fall upon Earth. It had happened before, in distant times and on distant worlds, and it would happen again. And every man, woman, and child of every people and every race would be devoured by the coming apocalypse.
This got dark.
We were given a visitation then. The Drag Kin, having lived among us for untold generations, rose to offer their guidance and assistance in preserving the balance on our world.
Do you want to go that way, maybe? Okay.
The Drag? I think I've heard that name before.
Really?
Drykin, Draken, Dragons, whichever name they go by, they remain the eternal servants and custodians of the balance.
I saw a dragon once.
There were 4 of them here on Earth, and of the 4, one who would found the Order of the Balance, the Sentinel. The first Minstrum were instructed that magic and science would have to be separated before the balance collapsed and brought untold disaster. Earth would have to be split in 2 equal parts. Arcadia and Stark, magic and science, chaos and order. The first Sentinel were counted 13, 6 scientists, 6 magicians, and one who was between, the Drakkin, our mentor, our custodian,
3, 4,
our
5,
learned guide.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Both
11.
magic and science were needed to perform this
12?
most difficult of tasks. To split a world in 2, to create 2 worlds from 1.
The dragon isn't in the mural.
Wasn't the use of that kind of power dangerous to the balance?
It's an insightful
Yes.
question, April.
And so for this purpose, they built a tower to channel their powers and focus them on the divide that they would create. The kin had brought a disc with them, a disc forged in the fire of their world.
It's like Return to Zork.
Placed at the base of the tower and the epicenter of the divide, the disc and the tower would become one, a conduit for the flow of magic and science. At the appointed hour, the 13 came to the tower, and with them a woman whose destiny was decided by the purpose to which she had been born. She would be the first guardian, the human protector of the balance, who would stay in the tower for 1,000 years to watch over the 2 worlds and to ensure that the flows of magic and science were always equal. And so the ritual began.
If you one word that's all
One
science,
world
one's all
was to
magic.
become 2, separated by the balance, and each world
Don't get how
visible
they
to the
become
other
unequal.
only by way of dreams. Who was ushered into which world was not an arbitrary choice, nor one taken lightly.
Oh yeah.
For the magical creatures, the choice was simple. They had to go to Arcadia. Their kind would not survive in Stark. But for others, families were torn apart, lovers separated, and friends lost for all eternity. Encircled by the 12 and the 1, and the one who would be guardian, the disc at the base of the tower began to spin faster and faster as more and more power flowed through it, until it was a blur. Darkness enveloped the tower, but the disc glowed brighter and brighter. Reality turned, and in one moment, a new reality had been created and 2 new worlds born. In the tower there was silence. The original disc had disappeared, and in its place was a smaller counterpart, a similar yet different disc. Around and outside the tower, the world looked different. They were now between Stark and Arcadia, between reality and dream. This was the realm of the balance and of the guardian, and it would be her home for the next 1,000 years. The one who was kin picked up the disc and said, "This disc is a counterpart to the original disc, which has now become this realm, and the key to which has been split and divided in 4.
Wait, what?
The key is the disc, and the disc is this realm." This mystified the 12, and the one who was kin continued, "Know only this. The Guardian's realm cannot be broken unless the disc is broken.
I thought you said the disc was in 4 pieces.
But nor can it be repaired without the disc being repaired. The 4 pieces, that is the key, will be given to the 6 of you who are to be
can
taken
you
to
have 4 pieces to
Arcadia
6
for
people?
safekeeping. Yet the key will never be complete," he went on, "without the precious stones that adorn each piece. I will keep 1, and my fellow kin the 3 others. Should the day come when this realm must be repaired, or the worlds reunited, and that day
Is that
will
what that
come,
means?
you will assemble the disc, and the kin will come together one last time. With that, 6 of the 13 went to Arcadia, and 6 to Stark, and the one who would be guardian ascended to the throne. Witness the mural, where her dreams and hopes, her very soul, were locked away in the disk.
Now that looks awfully familiar.
In service of the balance, these traits were nothing but barriers. Through new eyes, the imbalance between the worlds was as clear as the stars themselves to the Guardian. And with one thought, she channeled chaos from Arcadia and logic from Stark into the disk, and redistributed the power wherever it was needed. A new era had begun. The era of the Guardian. After they left the tower, 2 of the Drakkin went to Stark.
Really?
The other 2 to Arcadia. The 6 who came to each world started what is now known as the Sentinel, the Order of the Balance. But while in Arcadia the Sentinel thrived, in Stark they did not.
Right.
In Stark, the memories of magic and the balance could not survive in the face of the new reality of natural laws, of logic, and of science. And soon, very soon, Arcadia became nothing more than legend, a myth, tales of fairies to recount to impressionable children, and stories to frighten and entertain around a fire. And while dreams still brought sights and sounds of Arcadia to those asleep in Stark, they were discounted as mere dreams and nothing more.
So
Okay.
that's it? We forgot about our past and about Arcadia? And that's the way things are? Then what's wrong with that? And why does magic from Arcadia seem to have begun leaking through to Stark?
That is another long story.
Yeah.
But I can tell that you are tired of stories, and so I shall be brief.
If you say so.
As I told you, while in Arcadia, the Sentinel grew in numbers and in strength. In Stark, while flourishing for a brief time, they were soon diminished and powerless. Some of the Stark Sentinel did not take kindly to this, and they berated the Arcadian Sentinel for their politics and teachings. The Stark Sentinel wanted people to work towards reunification, while their brothers did not. So the inevitable soon came to pass, and the Stark Sentinel parted ways with their Arcadian brothers, and named themselves the Vanguard.
Oh dear.
And while at first their philosophy was not so different from ours,
Vanguard are not good.
over the years it changed radically. The Vanguard wanted the divide torn down, the worlds reunited, and the return to what they called the Glorious Ages, when humankind could control the forces of cosmos.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I lost the ability
But
to do
first
magic.
they needed their own servant in charge of the balance, their own guardian. Now, every 1,000 years, a new guardian took the place of the old one, because no one can be separated from their souls for any longer than 1,000 years. Every 1,000 years, a new guardian was born. The balance provided the seed from which a new fruit grew. But now, it has been 200 years since the previous guardian, the 12th guardian, was to be replaced.
Oh dear.
Every new child born to the balance has been taken away by the Vanguard, to be studied in an attempt to control them. In every instance so far they have failed. But the 12th guardian could wait no longer. Only a short time ago the disk in the tower shattered, and the guardian
thought it
left
was-
his throne. The balance is now untended, and we have yet to find a new guardian. Unless we do so, the Vanguard may get their chance. And they may be able to place their own puppet on the throne, to rule the balance according to their principles. And this we cannot allow. It will mean the end of Stark and Arcadia, and the dawn of an era of chaos. Now do you see?
I understand the history. I can even accept it. But I don't understand why I'm here and what Cortez wants with me.
The balance is in peril, April. The Guardian has abandoned his tower. He has disappeared, and there is no one to take his place. He must be reinstated to protect the balance until a new Guardian may be found.
And what can I do? Nobody. I've just been having a lot of bad dreams.
You are a strong shifter. I have not seen your like in my lifetime.
Really?
A shifter?
Someone capable of opening doors between worlds. A shift. A portal between the realms of Stark and Arcadia.
Are you kidding? I didn't do anything. Cortez was the one who opened the shift, and he just waved his hands around in the air. I don't think I'd be capable of opening a portal even if I had a magic wand.
Only a shifter's own power can allow her to travel. No one else can do this for her. Cortez only channeled your power to aid you. He would not be able to step through this shift himself.
Even if that's true, I don't have any control over my talent.
Not yet. But in time you will. How else do you intend to travel back to your world?
You're stranded until you learn how to swim.
God, I hadn't even thought about that yet. Can't you help me?
I'm afraid not. Even if I could shift, I would not be able to channel through you like Cortez did.
So, I'm on my own?
If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. But aside from that, yes. Yes, you are.
Great.
That's so not cool.
No, it has been unseasonably warm. If you don't mind, I will return to my studies now. Thank you for listening to an old man and his long stories.
No, thank you. It's starting to make a little bit of sense now.
That is good news. Come see me again if you have any more questions.
Oh dear, there's more to talk to him about. Okay. So, basically, it sounded like people wanted too much power, which I'm guessing had to do with magic. And so they had to split up the worlds into Stark and Arcadia. But then there was a disc, and the disc was broken into 4 pieces, but that I guess that locked the realm of the Guardian? I don't know. I love how they're like, and then there was a disc. And then there was a different disc, which was completely different than the first one, but in the same place. That probably could have been slightly less needlessly complicated. But I don't know. I'm just pretty sure there's a disc involved. I'm gonna regret this, but what do you have to say? Yeah. I think we'll save this for next video. So, next video we will talk to him and hopefully get to actually explore Arcadia. I will see you guys then.